you deserve to feel good, and you deserve to feel fulfilled, and you deserve to have your needs met. So, do you want to know the fastest route to transform the way you feel? I bet you do. And welcome to today's mini coaching session called Doing the Work. And yeah, I could just be some nice guy saying you deserve to feel good, you deserve to feel fulfilled. So maybe I'm just another guy just saying nice, empowering things to you and saying rah, rah, rah. But here's what I just keep learning in my journey. It's our human birthright to feel good, to feel happy, to feel fulfilled. And perhaps throughout your lifetime, you've heard conflicting messages with that. And I believe I'm right. Now, I didn't used to think I believe I was right. But what if what I'm saying is right? What if it is your birthright to feel happy? Let's suspend perhaps some of the limiting thoughts that we might have had in the past. What if it is possible? So yes, you have the capacity inside of you to feel sustainable levels of inner peace. And that's what this mini coaching session is about. And the fastest way to transforming the way you feel, I know some of you will not like hearing this. It's not crystals, it's not candles, it's not essential oils, it's not the bubble baths, and it's not getting your toes done, which, believe it or not, everything I just mentioned in that list are things I really enjoy. So I'm not saying go throw them out or delete them from your calendar. I'm just saying the sustainable levels of happiness and inner peace and fulfillment will not come from those things. Those items are supplements. The fastest way to transform the way you feel is by doing the work. Doing the work. What a kitschy word. Everybody's saying it right now. You got lots of people making videos and holding webinars about it right now. Doing the work. It's a buzzword right now. But we can't talk about doing the work if we don't identify what the F is DTW. DTW meaning doing the work, what it actually means. So I want to, in this coaching session, both identify what DTW, doing the work, is, as well as give you a tool to practice DTW, doing the work, in the easiest way possible, without it being this painful, excruciating thing. So can I share with you what DTW is? DTW means that you're willing to self-reflect on what's causing the dis-ease in your life, the incongruence in your life, and being willing to self-reflect and removing any kind of blame. I know, wait, I can't blame people. Yeah, you can, but you're not going to be DTW. You're not going to be doing the work. DTW means you're willing to spot the patterns that are causing you that dis-ease or that incongruence, and spot the patterns that are in your control. Ooh, when this happens, I do this. When this happens, I do this. DTW also means that you're willing to discipline yourself in making the necessary changes that are in your control. So look at this. I'm talking about DTW means you're willing to focus on the things that are in your control. So I want to give you an example of what this would look like: the spotting the pattern, or catching where the disease is, self-reflecting, spotting the pattern that's creating the dis-ease, the incongruence, and making the necessary changes. So let's just say going to work for you is awful. It creates you a lot of pain. So now let's look at self-reflect, pattern, spot, and discipline. So the self-reflection is, well, the disease is every time I think about walking into my boss's office, or every time I do walk into my boss's office, or every time I see my boss, I hate my life. Okay, notice I'm not blaming my boss, but I'm just reflecting, I hate my life whenever the thought of my boss comes involved. Now let's look at the pattern. Every time my boss calls me into a meeting, there's typically some form of yelling. I shrink. I do what she tells me. I start to question my value, and I feel like crap. That's the pattern. Okay, I see the boss, I don't feel good. What's the pattern? When I'm in the boss's office, I feel like crap because I shrink, I make myself less than. So now the discipline. What's in my control? I can change my posture. I can make sure that my body tells my brain I'm strong. I can communicate with my boss how the conversation is making me feel. And communicating, I'd like to find a new way together to find a more effective way to communicate so that I can be of service to them and that they can also be of service to me and I can help them achieve their goals. Now, the most important thing is that I keep the discipline going and I say, hey, I really do want to find a different way of communicating because this doesn't make me feel good. Now, they may not want to rise to the challenge. You can only own your 100%. And I recognize I'm just giving a generic, I hate my life at work scenario here. So I recognize your scenario might have more complexities. I'm just giving an example. If DTW was easy, everyone would do it. But not doing the work is way easier. I don't have to think about it. I don't have to take responsibility. I could blame. Doing the work is difficult because it means you have to do the work. It means you need to take responsibility for the dis-ease, the incongruence in your life and what's happening. Because the moment you blame, you give away all your power. I want to say that again. The moment you blame, you give it away. And of course, you don't feel good because you have no energy. You're sweating through the bed sheets, as I call it, right? Because the moment you blame, you've given away your power, your ability to pivot, your ability to respond. Reaction takes no effort. Reacting is easy. You might be tired at the end of the day, but it takes no effort. Responding takes effort. And doing the work means you're taking your power and you're saying, no, this is mine. And yes, that takes cognitive and conscious energy. It requires extraordinary high levels of curiosity to say, this is my responsibility. I wonder what's getting in my way. Taking the responsibility to change, it takes work. So now it's your turn. I want you to practice. This is a mini coaching session. This is just not some feel-good video. I want you to do the work. So reflect, without blaming, what's an area of your life that's causing you a lot of dis-ease or incongruence right now. 2, pattern. What's the pattern that's happening that's in your control? What happens that makes you feel a specific way? And don't blame. What's in your control? And now discipline. What shifts, what work are you willing to do to start taking control of that area? It doesn't mean you're going to get what you want, but you have to take your 100%. So if you just didn't answer the 3 questions, rewind this video just a few seconds and let me ask you those questions again. Even if you don't understand them, progress, not perfection. We're going for progress here. Answer the questions, and I highly encourage you and invite you to put them in the comments section or to email me at concierge@thelegacyofyou.com. But I'd love to hear your answers. So if you're watching this video this far, that demonstrates you truly are interested in DTW. DTW is a lifestyle. Doing the work's a lifestyle. There is no spiritual bypass to this work, right? Spiritual meaning the work inside. There is no candle that can take the replacement of doing the work. There is no sustainable shortcut for doing the work. If you truly remain curious, the work doesn't have to be painful. In fact, the work can even be fun. It can be rewarding because you're like, hey, this is in my control. And I recognize this is a much deeper conversation than a short little 10-minute video, like a short 10-minute coaching session. But just like I'm pointing out today, one of the fastest ways to handle dis-ease is to change the way you are thinking. So I invite you to join me at the next Negative Thinking Detox Challenge. I'm going to do another one. Visit negativethinkingdetox.com. Negativethinkingdetox.com. They're free. They're part of the Gratitude Slam. It's free to members of the Life on Your Terms Academy. And for now, for today, I want you to self-reflect without blame. I want you to spot the patterns of what's in your control. And I want you to discipline yourself with tangible action that you can take. My name is Michael Ian Cedar, and I am your mindset and leadership coach.